I mean, this show should go a lot better without Timmy here this week, I would imagine. Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step ends.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touch myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk, yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No, I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party! Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Podcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Pow!
Joining me, as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
As always, except for when I'm not here.
And there's that. And that's it. It's just us two for this show. So we told you guys, if you listen to this show in the spring, that this summer was going to be crazy for all three of us. We're missing Timmy because we're recording on the only day we could have more than one of us. We got two. Dave, you're going to Illinois. I'm leaving for Lafayette tomorrow night as we're recording this. And Timmy is spelunking in Cincinnati doing whatever he does over there. So busy. We are busy people. But it's still going to be fun. I'm excited for this. You know, yeah. It's good topics. The deep cut today, not nearly as probably as fun to discuss as obscenity with 2 Live Crew last week, but it's a story I was not aware of, and I think it's still fun. And
Last week was Killdozer.
Oh, that's right, it's Killdozer. Thank you. That was 2 weeks ago, and still not even as fun as that. But I wasn't aware of the story. I don't know how many times we're going to get to talk about this, and I think with us being, veterans, and even me being at Langley, we have a very interesting perspective on the topic. So don't want to spoil it. We'll say that for the end. But before we get there, since you're listening to this already, just go ahead and subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcasts. While you're at it, follow the show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Follow our network on Twitter at Ram Sports. And of course, you can go to youtube.com, search Filter Free Podcast, and every video version of this show is available. But as far as the Patreon is concerned, we also get those of these videos on the Patreon. But Dave, what else do they get for their $10 a month?
So on the Patreon Ram Network, we have Legends Let's Rethink This. Like always, in the fall, we'll do Footballers, Getting Paid with Tim and Dave. Back episodes of Evolution of Evil. Hopefully we can bring those back to you again soon. Wrestling with Commercials. We also have Hard Times and Beyond. It's a story of NWA wrestling, and then eventually it'll get to WCW. We have Eras, the New Generation. We are doing, what is it right now? We just started the New Generation. We did a watch along for Survivor Series 1992, and now we're doing the build-up to the Royal Rumble 1993. The New Generation is in full swing, and we are watching that glorious disaster with you. We also have Just Put It in Your Mouth, cooking show, cooking meals, rating restaurants, you name it. We have, what's the one with Pondwater and Timmy?
World Class Flashback.
World Class Flashback. I joined that one week. It was fun. Enjoyed that. We have I Was There. Episode 2 is going to be getting recorded soon. That's going to be Terry and me doing Bash at the Beach 2000 because I was there.
Ooh.
We also have Wrestling with the Pen or something.
Power of Which actually we may have 2 guests coming up for that show. So I'm as soon as we nail down the details, of course, we'll let everyone know. We have at least
Power
one
of the pen.
to. Yeah.
So all that plus more, we do preview shows for premium live events and pay-per-views. We do post shows. When the fun director gets back to full health, we'll be doing some more weekly recaps and some more women's wrestling type shows.
Yes. I have Portland wrestling. I have a hard drive with Portland wrestling from the early 70s to 1991. At some point, we're going to be doing something with that. I just don't know what yet. I also have 42 programs from the WWF from 1975 with handwritten notes inside, which I'm excited about. Like somebody actually took the time with these programs to write down match times, who won and lost, and substitutions. We're trying to get someone kind of famous in the wrestling magazine world to do something with us for that as well. So we have a lot of irons in the fire, as they say. But that's also why we don't do wrestling on this show anymore.
But plus, always, we have TNA Top 10.
Yes.
And Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave. So much content. It's all there. You guys don't want to miss it.
No. For all of that for $10 a month. Are you kidding me?
$10.
You're wasting money not doing it. I mean, let's be real. But Dave, I'm excited to go back in time for this week's show. Good time period. I was all of a year old here. Are you ready to go back?
Let's do it.
I forgot Timmy's not here, so I have to do my own sound effects. Because this week, we're going back to July of 1980. Oh, it just plays on its own unless you press pause. That's stupid. But before we get there, I said July of 86. I don't know if you heard me over the harp. Let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events filter free. Up first, stories that missed the cut July 1st. Colorado Rockies All-Star outfielder Charlie Blackmon is born in Dallas, Texas. You know about Charlie Blackmon?
Nope.
He's a very good left-handed hitter. I think he's like 38. Well, he is 30. I don't think he is.
He'll be 38 next month.
That's true. Well, in like
3 days.
Yeah.
Something.
Actually, by the time the show drops, he will be 38.
There you go.
July 2nd. Boston Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens takes a 4-2 loss against Toronto, ending his AL record 14 straight wins to start a season. By the way, this is also his rookie season.
That's insanity.
14-1 before the All-Star break. Imagine. July 4th, we have Farm Aid 2 in Manor, Texas, featuring Willie Nelson, John Mellencamp, Neil Young, Waylon Jennings, Bob Dylan, and the Beach Boys.
Hot take. The Beach Boys are better than the Beatles.
No. July 6th, Atlanta Braves infielder Bob Horner becomes the 4th player in Major League history to hit 4 home runs in one game. The Braves still lost to the Expos 11-8. You know how pissed I'd be? I had 4 home runs in one game, and we lose to the Expos. July 7th, Soviet general and U.S. spy Dmitry Polyakov is arrested in Russia and then executed in 1988. So this was actually a Soviet general who spied for the U.S. You don't hear of the reversal very often.
No.
More on this later.
Hunt for Red October.
That's true. More on this later. July 8th, Hyman G. Rickover, considered to be the father of the modern nuclear navy and was the longest serving naval officer at 63 years, dies at the age of 86. He served in the Navy 2 years less than my dad has been alive. July 9th, Atlanta Braves, 63 years.
63 years,
63
dude. That's
years.
insane.
That's crazy. Assuming he got in when he was 18, he was 81. When they were probably like, hey.
I wonder what his PT requirements were. You have to do a push-up.
You have to get out of your walker. Actually, from all I've heard from people in like the nuclear power industry, this man's like a hero. Hyman G. Rickover. Google him, folks. July 9th, Atlanta Braves outfielder Dale Murphy ends his consecutive games played streak at 740. Only 4 times less than Cal Ripken Jr. got to.
Yeah, but still 740. That's good.
That's a lot. That's 6 seasons.
Nothing bothers me more, though, than NBA players taking the night off.
Every other game?
Yeah. Oh, we have back-to-back games. We got to take the night off. The fuck for? You're playing basketball, and you're making you know what? On Tuesday, I'll be like, you know what? Fuck that. I worked Monday. I'm taking the day off.
I wish. You know how excited I would be? Guys,
You had to go to work every other day?
Not feeling it today.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's it?
I think I was going to sit in an ice bath for today.
Sign me up. Yeah.
But I still expect to be paid for today, just for the record. July 9th, Billy Joel releases The Bridge, his 10th studio album.
Is that the one with Keeping the Faith?
I would have to think so, 86.
It's got to be like Keeping the Faith and
We Didn't Start the Fire.
Uptown Girl.
Well, Uptown Girl, yeah.
Let's hold on. Let's Google it. Let me mute myself.
I'm gonna say We Didn't Start the Fires on there. Was that Billy Joel, or am I mixing him up with somebody else? This is Billy Joel, wasn't it?
Yeah, We Didn't Start the Fires, Billy Joel.
Okay. Thought I was losing my mind. I did see a video while you're
still.
Okay. I thought
Billy Joel.
While you're looking this up, I did see an Instagram video of somebody's car caught on fire in the Dodgers parking lot during a game the other day, and the organ players started playing We Didn't Start the Fire, which is outstanding.
I saw that.
It's tremendous.
So The Bridge songs list, side 1, Running on Ice, This Is the Time, A Matter of Trust, Modern Woman, Baby Grand, a duet with Ray Charles.
I got none of these.
On side 2, Big Man on Mulberry Street, Temptation, Code of Silence, backing vocals by Cyndi Lauper, and Getting Closer. That's it. I don't know any of those songs.
I got nothing. Maybe Getting Closer if I heard it, but no, that's a big whiff for me on that one. July 14th, 10 people are killed and 60 injured in an ETA bomb attack in Madrid.
Oh, cool. I'll be there shortly.
Madrid?
Yep.
Well, luckily this was 38 years ago, so you should be fine.
Yes.
July 14th, Vince Neil, frontman for the Motley Crue, starts his 30-day sentence for vehicular homicide.
Was he drunk?
I would have to, like, the manslaughter part or the jail part?
The manslaughter part.
Because I think both answers are yes.
Vince Neil arrested.
Well, you probably got to be more specific.
He was arrested on suspicion of drunk driving. Oh, that was in 2011. You think he would have learned his lesson?
Like I said, you're probably going to have to be more specific. I got to nail it down a little
He was
bit.
arrested in 2007 for DUI.
He learns quick.
Arrested in 2003 after accusations he assaulted a whore.
Does it say that? Or did you insert whore?
Sex worker, but those are whores. In 2004, he pleaded no contest to battery charges and was sentenced to 30 days in jail because he beat up a chick at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch.
Oh, he pulled who was that guy who karate kicked a lady in the back of the face? It was Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson.
Yeah. Seems to be a popular
All right.
thing.
So in 86, Neil was charged with vehicular manslaughter and driving under the influence of alcohol in connection with the crash. His blood alcohol content was 0.17, well above the California legal limit at the time of 0.10.
0.017.
So it's okay. You only have to do 30 days in jail if you kill somebody when you're drunk, if you're a celebrity.
Wait, do you mean 0.17 or 0.017?
0.17.
Okay, so 17% of his genetic makeup at that time was booze.
Yes,
so that's
0.17.
That's solid. Yeah, that's a couple of mix in, you know?
He was probably out drinking with Casio.
In 86?
Yeah.
July 19th, Tim Witherspoon wins the heavyweight boxing title with a KO win over Frank Bruno in the 11th round. I don't know if we've ever done a boxing story that involved Frank Bruno that he won.
Well, we've talked about Frank Bruno before, and I just can't believe Frank Bruno's a boxer. Doesn't seem like the type.
He's very nice.
He's such a nice guy.
He's a great guy. July 29th, a jury in New York rules that the NFL violated antitrust laws, and the USFL picks up $1 million in damages, of course.
And that was all she wrote, $1 million.
They would have one more season and be done because they wanted to go head to head like dummies.
Yeah, stupid.
Stories in the Wheelhouse. July 2nd, in the entirety of the over 3-year history of this show, we've maybe done 2 birthday stories. I remember one of them is Patrick Mahomes. I don't remember the other one.
I don't remember doing Patrick Mahomes.
It was very early. Before we realized, hey, these stories are boring. Well, we're about to do 3 because we need an entertainment story for Dave's face. Lindsey Lohan is born in New York City. Few people have ever had such a fast rise to the top of the entertainment world and then a steep crash to the bottom as Lindsey Lohan. However,
did you see her Playboy?
No. I didn't know she was in Playboy.
Yeah, she was in Playboy around 2007, maybe.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to be like just after the release of that Volkswagen movie she did. What was that?
Herbie, the Love Bug?
Yeah, that one.
I think she was like 14 then.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
That movie came out in 2000?
Something like that.
See, I thought she was just one of the people that looked young, was actually like 28.
No.
Okay, well, now I feel like a dick. However, there is little doubt there for a while Lindsey Lohan was on top of the world. Lindsey's the eldest child of Dina and Michael Lohan. Michael was a Wall Street trader and had been in trouble with the law several times, apparently hung out with Vince Neil. She also has 3 younger siblings, all of which have been models or actors. Lohan began modeling at the age of 3. She began starring in made-for-TV movies with Tyra Banks before Emilio and Gloria Estefan signed Lohan to a 5-picture deal in September of 2002. In 2003, Lohan hit it big when she starred alongside Jamie Lee Curtis in Freaky Friday. When the movie was originally written, Lohan's character was supposed to be goth, but was changed at the last minute to be more mainstream. She won Breakthrough Performance at the 2004 MTV Movie Awards, and as of 2015, it is still her most successful film. Is that not crazy to you?
That's it. She's doing shitty Christmas movies on Netflix now.
Hey, Netflix is a good safety net for most people, it seems like. We should get a show on Netflix. We probably could. Surely, yeah. Her career continued to soar, and she never had any issues being a teen idol. Surely.
So you're off the hook. The Love Bug movie came out in 2005, so she was like 19.
19, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I still kind of feel douchey, but I feel less douchey.
In 2004, Lohan had lead roles in 2 major motion pictures. The first film, Disney's teen comedy Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, which earned a domestic box office total of $29 million, with Brandon Gray of Box Office Mojo commenting that it was well above expectations as it was strictly for young girls. But the film was not met with critical acclaim. Her second lead role that year in the teen comedy Mean Girls marked Lohan's first independent of Disney. The film was a critical and commercial success, grossing $129 million worldwide, and according to Brandon Gray, cementing her status as the new teen movie queen.
So much for that.
Lohan's personal life has received much media attention since her teenage years, particularly after a series of legal problems and arrests, which continued until 2013. The first time she had been probation-free in over 8 years.
Yikes.
She had a turbulent childhood that she spoke about in 2007, the year her parents finalized their divorce. I feel like a second parent in the sense of that I helped raise my family. I was put between my mother and father a lot. I remember her dad always being in the headlines for some weird shit.
Yes, I do too.
And all of this was her parents trying to make their kids be successful stars and whoring them out.
Yes.
And that's what you get. Despite the conflicts, Lohan spoke very fondly of her family. But in the late 2000s, she said she had cut off contact with her father, calling his behavior unacceptable and hard to deal with because the guy was batshit crazy, and I'm pretty sure he liked to sniff the powder.
Oh, the nose candy?
Maybe. Don't sue me.
Allegedly. Definitely.
In 2023, Lohan said she was on good terms with both parents as the family had gathered in April, which reportedly marked the first time in years they were all together. That family was screwed up.
Yes.
The last thing I want for my kids is to be a celebrity.
So,
well, that's probably not the last thing I want. I mean, I don't want my daughter to be a crackhead or nothing.
Well, she could be Vince Neil. Yeah, this whole era, like the 2000s, not great if you were like a teenager or early 20s woman in Hollywood or in music. Not great.
And wasn't she dating Vilmer Valderrama or whatever when she was like 16 and he was like 26?
Well, he's a weirdo also. So
Wilmer Valderrama. What'd I say? Vilder?
Wilma.
Same thing. Wilma. Fucking Fez.
Fez.
Hit the clip. Oh, it's time for Dave's Fave. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
We're men in tights, tights.
Maybe next time, think before it leaves heat.
I got nothing. God damn it, I got nothing, guys. Huh? Cowabunga!
All right, we're going to do it a little bit different today. I'm going to bring everyone in. We have multiple people waiting in the waiting room to come in for Dave's Faves.
We got some celebrities in the wings here.
I want to try something different.
Oh. There's Sean Jones, Justin Yett, the fun director, Chris Allen, don't know him, hello, T. Weave, Paulie B.
And one more.
There she is, Miss Jandy Sue's here. Now we can start. Paul is just, he's done already. The game was over.
So glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Jandy Sue, unmute your microphone, please, honey.
Whoa.
Sorry. I have bad audio. Can you hear me?
No, we found out actually in the pre-show that Sean Jones
sounds like I'm in the corner jerking it.
Sean Jones coming to us live from an Atari 1600. We found out this.
Is that Sean or Jandy?
I think it's Sean. Here, let's try this. No, he's muted and I can still hear it.
I just muted him. I don't hear it anymore.
Okay.
I'm bringing him back.
Fucking Sean.
All right, here we go.
It's that Volkswagen. They're knocking.
Here's the deal. About 3 weeks ago, we did June 1986.
We did. Oops.
So, because of that, I can't really do movies again. There weren't a lot of good movies. So I decided to go a whole new way. This week, we are doing box office bombs.
Oh.
Movies from all time. I'm going to give you plenty of information about the movies.
I can't wait.
Here's what I want each of you to do. You should all have a pencil or pen and a piece of paper.
Oh, this side. I want to use this side.
I want everyone to write down an answer no matter what. Winner of this gets $25 from Dave.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
You mean from Jandy?
Right?
Maybe I need to text Jandy the answers.
Could you?
And I'll
Because
know.
you know I don't watch movies, so
I will pay her in favors.
Well, she's got an Apple Watch on, so we'll know if you're texting. We can see it.
So I'm going to read you all the information. Write down the answer when you know it. If you don't know it, take a stab at it.
Make something up.
Hold your hands up. And we'll go from there. Everybody mute your microphones while I'm reading the answer because my wife's shit is terrible. All right, here we go. Movie number 1 with a budget. Actually, everybody take your microphones off mute except Jandy, because you're going to want to have some kind of interaction here because this shit is comical. Movie number 1 with a budget of $100 million.
Am I not here?
What?
You're just like, this is going to be comical. You guys want to interact. What the fuck am I here for?
Well, everybody's going to want to laugh at this shit.
It look pretty. Yeah.
With a budget of $100 million. Our first movie this week grossed $7.1 million at the box office.
Ouch.
Ouch. Now, here's where it gets better. The $100 million, like we said last week, that doesn't include for all the advertising and promotion and shit like that. The estimated loss adjusted for inflation for this movie is around $163 million.
Oof. That's like a Star Wars movie.
This film was released in August of 2002, and it debuted at number 27 for the month.
What?
Ouch.
Were they putting it behind TV shows? How is there 27 movies in 1 month?
So 27 other movies in theaters, and it's probably movies from like March, still beating it.
Listen, we know they're not movies. We're putting you behind Hoobastank because that's just how terrible you are.
Now this gets better. So here we go. This is an American science fiction action comedy film.
That's a lot. That's a lot of words.
In the year 2080, there is a colony on the moon called Little America.
Stop it.
An ex-convict who also happens to be a businessman, entrepreneur, retired smuggler buys a nightclub in an attempt to fulfill his longtime wish and to also prevent an old friend from being murdered by the mob. Now, are you ready? This film stars Eddie Murphy, Randy Quaid, and Rosario Dawson.
What in the hell are you talking about?
Remember, these are Dave's faves. I've synced all of them.
I can promise you whatever you just described, I've never seen.
Well, just write down an answer, sexy.
I don't know how to write down an answer to a movie I've never seen.
Make one up. Here we go.
Well, this movie doesn't have Eddie Murphy, but okay.
Make up a name. When you're done, let me know you're done.
This is not good. Not a great start.
It's sad that I actually know this movie.
All right, Chris Allen, I need to write his name down to watch out for on social media.
Sean, you good? Paul, you good? Thumbs up. Here we go. TJ, what's your answer?
Dr. Doolittle.
No. Sean Jones, what's your answer?
Dave.
He wrote Dave.
T-Weave, what's your answer?
This is a movie, not the right movie. Amazon Women on the Moon.
See, that's why I want answers. Awesome. Justin, what's your answer?
So I said the 7.1 million turd Jupiter Man.
Incorrect. Paulie B.
I said that the Nutty Professor. I'm way off.
That's
Yeah.
Jandy Sue.
Well, I just picked a movie that I like, and it doesn't even have any of those actors in it, and it's not on the moon. But I picked Con Air because I like that movie.
Con Air. Nicolas Cage, baby.
All right,
they
Chris.
look a lot alike.
The Adventures of
Pluto
Nash. My man.
You didn't say it was animated.
It's not animated.
That's why we're friends.
It should have been.
So good. Chris
We
takes
have
a commanding 1-0 lead.
awful senses of humor.
No,
Here we go. This one's a little more, this second one's a little more well known.
I would hope so.
Movie number B.
Number
With a
B.
with a budget of $155 million.
I don't like it.
Our second movie this week grossed more than $167.3 million at the box office.
It almost
The
broke.
The estimated loss for this film, adjusted for inflation, is around $115 million.
Oh. Okay.
Movie number B was released in November of 2004. This is an epic historical drama film. The king of Macedonia and one of the greatest army leaders in the history of warfare conquers much of the known world.
Okay.
This film stars Colin Farrell, Angelina Jolie, and Val Kilmer.
Colin Farrell. I told my wife you weren't a very good actor. She agreed with me. I have no idea.
Thumbs up when you're done.
I'm not even sure why I wrote down what I did,
God, I don't.
but I'm in.
I'm just doing Terry's faves.
Batman.
The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
I'm
Never in a million years,
Incredible.
I think.
Incredible.
Might be the only one I get here.
Maybe we should have an Adventures of Pluto Nash watch along on the Ram Network.
No, we're trying to gain subscribers, not lose them.
All right, everybody ready? TJ, go.
I made some shit up. How about Achilles? Is that close?
Incorrect. Sean Jones.
Arthur.
What'd you say? I had to unmute you. What was it?
King Arthur. I have no idea.
King Arthur. Negative.
Wait, it's ready to rumble.
T-Weave.
Of course.
Robin Hood Men in Tights, one of my favorites.
Chris.
300. Not it.
Justin.
Waterworld.
Macedonia. Paulie B.
I feel good about this one. Alexander.
My man, Paulie B.
All right, there we go on the
What a
board.
nerd.
Jandy Sue, what you got?
Well, I'm taking Terry's approach, and I'm just picking my favorite movie. So I picked Jumanji.
You should do this.
Jumanji.
Well, which one? The Robin Williams one or the Rock and Jack Black one?
The really funny one, the Jack Black one.
See, I like the Robin Williams one.
Did I see that one, babe?
I've never seen it.
Oh, then I don't think I've seen it either.
I've only seen the Rock one. And
You've
Yeah.
never
The Rock
seen the
too.
Robin Williams one?
No,
I don't think
looks
so.
boring. I was a teenager when that shit came out. That looked terrible. Man, what are you doing? Like cutting paper or something?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just sitting here quietly.
Pick up the iPad and put something under it.
All right, let me go back on mute.
Here we go. Movie number 3. With a budget of $200 million. Movie number 3 grossed more than $220.9 million at the box office.
Okay.
The estimated loss for this movie, adjusted for inflation, is around $169 million.
What did they do afterwards?
My God.
This film was released in July 2021.
Oh, I've got no shot.
Newer movie. Here we go. This is an American fantasy adventure film.
Already sucks.
It sucked. I fell asleep during it. This film is based on Disneyland's theme park ride, where a small riverboat takes a group of travelers through an area filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but with a supernatural element.
Willy Wonka
This
and the
film
Chocolate
stars The Rock,
The Rock.
and Emily Blunt.
I actually saw the movie. I can't remember the stupid name.
Jandy, we watched this up at the lake with Ty and Talon and Chad, Nicole, and Jeff and Cameron.
It's clearly Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Well, that's not
got it.
helpful because I don't even know. I'm guessing I wasn't paying attention.
I love it.
I don't even know what to guess. I'll pick another favorite.
A League of Their
TJ,
Own.
go.
Jumanji is what I picked.
Incorrect. Sean Jones.
Second straight Jumanji.
Hold on. Let me unmute Sean.
I'm just gonna pick Jumanji for the rest.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise.
Good
Sean
job, Sean.
Jones.
What a dork.
Terry.
Yes.
It's a small world after all.
I love it.
That's one ride over.
Chris.
Jungle Cruise.
Look at
Nailed it.
CA taking the big lead. Justin.
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Boat.
I love it. The Jungle Boat.
I knew you had to get on a boat somehow. So,
Oh, Paulie B.
Hobbs and Shaw. I mean, come on.
Jandy Sue.
I went with, oh, you can't see it. Pitch Perfect.
Nice.
I almost guessed that.
I almost went with Fast and the Furious Waterworld version. So
No.
Oh, Lord. Movie. What number are we on?
4.
D.
Yeah.
D.
This is great.
Yeah.
I've literally not heard
Number
your first
D,
three movies.
Dave. Number D in
All right.
your world.
You did number
Movie,
1, number B,
number
number
D.
3, number D.
See if I've heard of this one.
The Chuck
With
Woolery.
a budget of $250 million.
How is this possible?
What a cliffhanger.
Movie number R grossed more than $219.1 million at the box office.
Wow.
The estimated loss for this film, adjusted for inflation, is somewhere in the neighborhood of $249 million.
So they lost the budget plus.
Yes.
Wow.
This barn burner was released in July 2013. This movie's one of Dave's faves. You know what's coming. Native American warrior Tonto recounts the untold tales that transformed John Reed, a man of the law, into a legend of justice. This film stars Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp.
You say Arlie Hammer or Army Hammer?
Armie Hammer, the guy that's now canceled because he texted a hooker he wanted to eat her flesh. Sean Jones is about to lose his mind. Jandy Sue's over there thinking about Pitch Perfect 3 because she really loved it and she's pretty sure Johnny Depp was in it.
I know
Justin has no idea what's going on. He's been eating edibles. T-Weave is still eating fair food.
Nice. I'm
Here
too.
we go. TJ Stevens.
The Sundance Kid?
No.
Damn it.
Sean Jones.
Lone Ranger.
My man, the Lone Ranger. T-Weave.
Lone Ranger.
Dude, T-Weave. Chris.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Justin.
The Riddler movie.
have no clue.
You got to write an answer. You lose a point. Paul Bravo.
Can you guys see the Lone Ranger?
Dude.
Written in invisible ink.
It's totally there.
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing here? I need a marker.
It's that
Jandy
fancy
Sue.
light you got there.
I
Yeah.
decided to follow Chris's lead and went with the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, girl.
Wow.
Oh, I know.
That's why, as you see, Andy's favorite underneath my name there.
That's right.
Actually, that's probably a lie because that'd be Sam.
That is true. That is true.
All right, here we go. Movie number Z. On a budget of $150 million, our next movie this week grossed more than $163.7 million at the box office. The estimated loss for this film, adjusted for inflation, is around $125 million.
But how? Whatever.
This trash ass movie was released in July 2021. That's number 2 from July 2021? Same month. If you guys do not get this, I quit the show.
You literally haven't said one I've known yet. I've
There's
even
some
heard
incentive,
of
guys.
I literally gave you the answer of the last film with Tonto.
Yeah, Tonto.
He did.
I thought you said Tatanka.
That's the problem with this crew. Us wrestling nerds.
This is an American live-action animated sports comedy film.
There's a lot going on there.
Oh wow, that's a
Bumwine Bob is here.
Bumwine.
Man, making it.
Who else is gonna pop in? This is
Hey,
crazy.
you never know. You never know what's gonna happen.
All right, here we go. A rogue artificial intelligence kidnaps the son of famed basketball player LeBron James, who then has to work with Bugs Bunny to win a basketball game. This film received generally negative reviews from critics for its humor, overlong runtime, and particularly for its extensive product placement of Warner Media properties. It won 3 of its 4 Golden Raspberry Award nominations, including Worst Actor for LeBron James, because he is no Michael Jordan.
Love you for that. Love you for that.
Got this.
I'm teaching my son that every day.
Everybody thumb me when you're ready.
You've seen that guy flop and get away with it for decades. I'd say he's a pretty good actor.
Good
point.
That was the issue. They weren't paying him enough for that movie.
That's what it was. He had to take a pay cut to go do the movie.
All right, Bob, you're first.
All right. Now, I don't know if there's anything else after this, but I just had Space Jam. Was there a Space Jam 2? I don't know what the hell it was.
Paulie B.
I did the same thing. Space Jam.
Justin.
I put Space Jam 2.
Put Space Jams, actually.
Wow.
Chris.
Space Jam Dose.
Terry.
I put the right subtitle. Space Jam, not the real one.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
Nice. Do you have a dry erase board?
Yeah. Always.
Doesn't everybody? Sean Jones.
Space Jam 2. Even jammier.
Even jammier.
All jammed up.
The
Right for this?
Uncrustables.
Jay Stephens.
Space Jam 2, Space Jammier is what I wrote.
Jandy Sue.
Well, I really wanted to put Pretty Woman, but I actually knew this one and went with Space Jam. Yeah.
None of you
Apparently
get the point.
Why?
It is Space Jam, A New Legacy. Oh, you all get the point. I'm not a dick. Here we
Mine's
go.
more accurate.
Technicalities.
Everyone plus Bumwine. You're in. You're already beaten, or you're tied with most of them, so don't worry.
All right, coming in late, still in it. Still in it to win it. All right.
Well, I mean, have you seen Adventures of Pluto Nash?
No, I have not.
No one has seen that movie.
Yeah. Only
I
Center
bet,
Had
you've
a
seen,
budget.
I bet you've seen Jumanji.
Yes.
See,
Which
It
one?
wasn't on there. We
I
haven't
know, but
talked
it's a
about
way
Jumanji.
better choice.
I love it.
No one is getting this movie.
I
Here
can't
we
wait.
go.
Good. This makes for good
If
review.
somebody gets this movie, you win the game.
Oh,
Wow.
Maybe. All right, here we go.
Is Timmy
On
here?
a budget of $75 million.
Already on a good
know.
start.
Our sixth film this week grossed $7.6 million at the box office.
See,
Did better than Pluto Nash.
Once in a while, you'll sneak in a $7,300,000 movie, and you haven't done that yet.
The estimated loss for this film, adjusted for inflation, is around $122 million.
Oh,
This film was released in February 2001. And here we go, TJ. For its opening month, it ranked number 28.
Wow.
Adventures
One
of
per
Pluto
day.
Nash beat it. It was 27. This is an American black comedy fantasy film. And when I say black comedy, I'm not talking about skin color.
Dark.
Dark.
Somebody's throwing my rhythm off.
All right, here we go. In
Sounded
a
like pretty
coma.
good rhythm.
Thank you.
In a coma, a cartoonist finds himself trapped within his own underground creation and must find his way to get back while racing against his popular but treacherous cartoon creation. This film stars Brendan Fraser, Bridget Fonda, and Chris Kattan.
Sean's way too.
Sean Jones knows it.
Man.
I knew he'd know it.
And it's a movie I love. So yeah.
Oh, this movie sucks.
I had it before you gave me the cast.
Yes. Everybody give me a thumbs up when you're ready.
Oh, it's a long title.
Then you're wrong.
Long title.
Oh, I'm not
Rum
wrong.
Wine Bob.
I know it's not right at all, but the only thing, wasn't he in a Looney Tunes movie?
Yes.
He was.
But I know it's
You're
not
incorrect.
that. I know that. I was like, I couldn't think of anything else, so I had no idea.
Paulie B.
I went with Geppetto.
Is that a movie?
Exactly.
I mean, I know
Gelato?
Is that a movie?
I know that's Pinocchio's dad, but
Kind of.
That's what I tried to go with. I thought it was based on Pinocchio.
I like it.
Chris.
Thought too much.
Jungle to Jungle.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Wow.
Incorrect.
Nice.
T Weave.
Thought about real people and cartoons mixed, and all I think of is
Classic.
Oh, that was a classic.
Jessica.
Great movie.
But that came out in 86. That came out in 86, didn't it?
I think so.
89? Is it 86?
It was
Something
before
like
89 because it was the first movie I ever saw in theater. So it had to be around 86. All right, TJ Step-Hens.
T-Weave.
88.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
Who the fuck saw Brendan Fraser and Chris Kattan and Bridget Fonda and Who Framed Roger
I
Rabbit?
thought maybe they redid it.
Well, here's the problem, Dave. Nobody saw the movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to pick
yeah.
one that I knew.
Sean did.
Andy
He's
Sue.
ready.
And when you don't know who any of those people are, what they look like, it doesn't really matter anyways. So I went with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Very good.
Ah, great movie.
Oh,
Chris Kattan is a pretty little guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Justin.
So I've seen the movie. I just can't remember the title, but I put Underworld.
Incorrect. Sean Jones for the win.
Monkey Bone.
There you go. Monkey Bone.
Monkey. Wow.
Look it up. It's a terrible movie that's funny as hell with this little demonic animated monkey in it. It's
Nope.
fucking hilarious.
By the way, Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out in 88.
88. Okay. So I was
Yeah, I
six.
started
Wow.
thinking of was Cool World, but
I thought Cool World for a minute.
Monkey Bone.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Wow.
There it is.
Monkey Bone. Look at that. Wow.
wow. Get boned.
Get boned.
that's yeah.
This is the special edition DVD. If you can't see that on the bottom,
Oh,
special
wow.
edition.
Special edition.
Mm.
All right. It's our last movie
Oh, there's
of
one
the
more.
week.
Wow.
This better be a Dave's fave.
Bay-Base Kids.
We'll get there. On a budget of $75.6 million. Our last bomb of the week grossed $7.2 million. The estimated loss for this film, adjusted for inflation, is around $119 million.
Mm.
This movie was released in August 2003. This is an American romantic crime comedy film. And I'm going to be honest. It's not a day's faves, but I liked it. This film debuted at number 21 for its opening month. Kevin Smith. Here we go. Larry is assigned by a crime boss to kidnap the brother of a prominent district attorney. A beautiful woman, only known as Ricky, is sent to stay with him to make sure he doesn't mess up the job. This film stars Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Kevin Smith.
Kevin James.
No, that's Doug Heffernan.
Sean Jones looks pretty excited up there. I think he's ready to walk away with the game. Man, I have no idea.
I mean, I'm willing to give it to him right now.
I've never seen it, but I just know it because of how bad people said it was.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, and I know even he shits on it. So,
that Kevin Smith. I still don't know it, but now I know who you're talking about.
It's not Kevin James, so.
Well, I said Kevin James, so.
Yeah.
You don't know who Kevin Smith is?
I just said I do.
Okay. Everybody ready?
I still don't know the movie.
Jeez. Not. Yeah.
All right, JD, what you got?
This game is terrible.
I didn't write anything down. But this is one I feel like, did I see this one? I feel like maybe I could have seen this one. But I can't think of any movies that Jennifer Lopez is in right now.
You can't think of any J-Lo movies. We watched one with her and Owen Wilson like 6 months ago.
The Wedding Planner. Is that right?
Oh, I knew there was a wedding one. I was thinking Bridesmaids, and that was wrong.
I haven't seen that one, but I know the name for some reason.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna give everybody a hint. It's a one-word title.
Well, I already have 5.
Yeah, I'm not changing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good hint, but I don't think it helps. I mean.
All right, bum wine, let's go.
Okay, it's is it the G-Lee, whatever the hell, however you say it.
Yes.
G-I-G-L-I.
Jiggly.
It's the
Jiggly.
Jiggly.
Bum wine with the win. Paulie B.
I have G-I-G-I.
It's close. That's why I was like, how do
Dude,
I?
there's some
spell
bullshit
this? What
with
was
G's and I's. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you should get that.
It's a college try.
Right.
Geely, I knew you'd know it.
Look at
Chris
this.
Allen.
Oh, originally I had How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and then you said one word, and I said Chocolat. Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Yes, it is a movie.
Was J-Lo in that movie?
I don't think
I don't know. I'd like to see her chocolate starfit. What? Terry Weaver, what's up?
So I did have Made in Manhattan because that was basically the only J-Lo movie.
That was the other one I was thinking of.
All right.
But then you said one word, so I went with sucks.
Valid answer.
Sean Jones. Oh,
G-League.
G-League.
G-League?
With the win.
The G League.
Any of these was
Well, originally I put Keeping Up with the Smiths, which I'm pretty sure is not a movie title. But then you said one word, so I went J-Lo.
All right, let's see who's the king of bad movies.
I'm glad I'm not.
John, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 7. Sean Jones.
Wow.
with the win.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Unbelievable.
He smoked us.
I
And
like
that's right. And
Hollywood.
it makes sense. The
I mean,
guy has the most massive movie server
It's not
you've
like
ever
I don't
seen.
have a library of 8
Right.
movies.
And it gets added to all the time from my kids going, "Hey dad, hey dad, hey dad."
You better you
I love
then-
better,
and then-
messages. It's
you,
like
you better have Adventures of Pluto Nash on there after
Yeah.
this. I'll tell you.
The best part though is that when Sean adds stuff to the server for my kids, he gets videos from the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they always send them thank you videos.
That's nice.
So I don't know about you guys. I thought this was fun, a little something different. I think once a month I want to spice it up a little bit and bring in a group of people to do movies, and we're always going to bring in Jandy because one day
she's going to get
Jandy's
one.
going to get at least one movie right. I'm going to be
I
like
got
fucking
Space Jam
Jaws.
right. I got Space Jam right. All right.
You didn't really get it because you didn't get the right. I felt bad
did.
for you. Space Jam: A New Legacy.
I'm not playing on your movie show anymore. You're not playing.
Busted.
Jandy, we'll bring you back for box score trivia here in a little bit. We'll see if you can beat Dave in baseball from '86.
Can you do 1986 baseball?
There you go.
No.
You know who her
She
number
wasn't
one
even
answer?
born yet, dude.
She was born July '86, so she should know this.
It's the middle of the season.
Clearly.
July what?
8.
Jandy is all the way
Birthday
up.
coming
on
up
her-
soon, Adverb Jones.
She
You ready
knows
for that?
Mickey Tettleton's 1986 by heart.
Mickey Tettleton, the Fruit Looper with Larry
That's-
Sheets.
That's
Come
right.
on.
So she's got a $700 tube sitting in the garage to use for the boat now. So her birthday's already been spoken for.
Oh, there
I'm
you
sorry,
go.
did you say
Oh.
$700 tube?
A tube.
Yeah,
It's
it's a float. It's like a float island thing that pumps up in like 4 minutes, and it keeps the fish off her.
Does it seat like 29 people? Otherwise, I'm confused.
It seats like 4.
No, it's got to be big enough to hold me and Cassio and Dave.
Yeah,
So there you
it'll hold us 3 tubs, so we're good.
You should come up to Lake Michigan and we can all use it together.
Nobody wants to go to Lake Michigan. That water's fucking frozen.
Lake Michigan's great. Tim
I'd
Allen
rather
said
go
so.
to I'd rather go to Lake Gunnersville because it's like 20 minutes.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan. Where the fields
I don't
are
know.
as pure as my cocaine.
There's good golf up there.
There is.
I
I
kind
go
of want to go on a
golfing all
golf
the time
trip up there. Yeah.
Do you guys want to stick around for Boy George on heroin? Because that's what we're talking about next.
By the way, Chris Allen, next week, not next week, the week after. You need a babysitter?
Why are you offering your babysitting services?
No, I said I'm not. There was no question mark. After
Oh,
that.
I need a
That's weird.
babysitter. Okay.
You need a babysitter.
All right.
Dave needs money.
We're going top golfing.
Well, I can't swing a golf club for 2 weeks, so
Why?
I had a little outpatient surgery this morning. So
I know what he did.
I have to wear a thumb thing. now.
I'm on the shelf for 2 weeks, but 2 weeks.
All right.
from
Well,
now.
Well, hold on. You can join us at the speakeasy instead.
Deal. We can do that.
Or let's go on the boat.
Or I can go to Top Golf and just hang out. It's okay.
Because Jandy's sister's coming into town,
Okay, awesome.
and I thought we'd have like either a boat day or a golf day.
Look, we'll figure it out. We'll talk
All right.
offline.
Okay, I have to go. I think Allison's mom's here. I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Wally B,
See ya.
when you coming down to Huntsville?
I gotta do it, don't I? I gotta fit in a weekend. I gotta figure it out. I don't know, but I'd love to.
It's the happening place.
It'd be a good time.
I love
Some
this
of you all in
place. Missed the
Huntsville will
fair.
still have, some of you all in Huntsville still have me.
I will.
I'm just kidding.
It took me a second, but I was like, oh.
I'm kidding. No, but man, I'd love to. I gotta check out the boat, Dave.
It's a nice one, man. T-Wave,
Yes.
when are you gonna stop being gone all the time?
I don't know. I'm going to Vegas in about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have Vegas
there you
coming
go.
up in July, right?
He's a working man.
In Vegas? What are you selling your butthole?
No.
He's going to an OnlyFans convention. He's
Yes,
one
exactly.
of the participants.
Oh, there
That'll
you
make
go.
my money.
I get it. $8 a month, you get this chocolate starfish. I know exactly what he's doing. I get it. Business cards.
Unless I hit it big out there, I'm not going any damn place other than that anytime soon.
To the chocolate starfish?
Yes, exactly.
And the hot dog flavored water.
Everyone's got to do it once.
Keep rolling.
There you go.
Sean, you got to let me know when the new Phoenix theme park opens up so I can hate my life there, because I will not be going in the summer. That's for fucking damn sure.
Oh yeah, no, that's a later in the year. But
Or maybe it would be smart to go in the summer because there'll be nobody there.
Oh no, that everybody will be there. It's a water
And you'll
park.
be Ash.
There are no water parks here.
Oh, it's
So
a water park.
I
thought it was a theme park.
And
Yeah,
there
let's
is.
go in the
There's a water
summer when
park,
nobody
a
will be
theme
at the
park,
water park.
and an amphitheater and a hotel and they're building that whole area up because it's right next to the football stadium.
Wow.
It's next to the Cardinal Stadium, and next to that is where the Coyotes used to play. That now it just basically sits empty, except for I think they play indoor lacrosse there.
Ain't
but
nobody got time for that.
There's hotels and restaurants, and there's a Top Golf and that Tiger Woods outdoor pitching.
Pop stroke.
Oh, you have that? I want to go to that.
I haven't gone yet. I want to check it out.
Well, fuck it. I'm coming to Phoenix one weekend.
I've heard rumors we may get one here, Dave.
Well, I think you and I should fly out to Phoenix one weekend. I know a guy.
Man.
I mean, look at Sean's head. He got sunburnt doing this show.
This was
Same,
he
bro.
got
I was
got so
outside
red.
15 minutes today, and this is it's bad.
Here we are.
When he heard monkey
Solar
bone,
flares.
or when he knew it was monkey bone, he got red as a fucking apple.
Yeah,
Look
he
at
did.
it.
How excited he got. He's like, ooh, Brendan Fraser.
You just can't contain yourself.
All right, guys, I'm going to throw you backstage. Feel
Oh,
free to
good.
stay
Thanks
if
for
you
having
want.
me. Appreciate
All
it.
right, thanks.
Love
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks for joining me.
Appreciate hopping on.
Later.
Yep.
So you guys who are remaining, and it's you, the listeners, who are remaining, you may have thought I was joking when I said we're getting ready to talk about Boy George on heroin, but that is, in fact, our next story, July 7th. One of the more recognizable singers from the 1980s, Boy George, goes to rehab for heroin addiction. Now, if you had told me that Boy George went to rehab in the 80s, I'd believe you. I don't know if I would have believed it was for heroin. That doesn't seem right. Boy George and his group Culture Club had enjoyed a good decade in the 80s with 2 hit albums, but by 86, even with their 3rd album, Waking Up with the House on Fire, in 1980,
chameleon. Was that him?
I don't know.
I need a Boy George song. What's one of his songs?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Timmy's not here.
Oh. Angel. Oh, no. Wrong person.
No. Where was I at? Oh, so by 84, Walking Up with the House on Fire was performing well in the charts, got to number 2 in the UK, but it was not received as well as the previous 2. And their 4th album, From Luxury to Heartache, which even though it reached number 10 in the UK charts, was still considered a disappointment. Then the collective shitstorm cloud over the band's heads finally began to rain. Boy George was dealing with drug addiction. 2 of the band members had a secret affair that went wrong, and there was a wrongful death lawsuit hanging over their heads as well. The wrongful death suit came to be in 85 after the keyboardist for the band, Michael Rudetsky, OD'd on heroin in Boy George's apartment. The family of Rudetsky lost the lawsuit. With the band disintegrating and Boy George's drug use now public knowledge, Boy George went solo and had a few hits, but it was essentially an afterthought until 1998 when the band had a reunion tour the first time.
By the late 1980s, Boy George had been struggling with heroin addiction for several years. He attempted to perform concerts while under the influence. Addictions to other drugs soon followed. Determined to save Boy George's life, his younger brother David made an appearance on UK national television and discussed Boy George's drug habit, which Boy George had been publicly denying at the time.
By the way, I Googled Culture Club, and literally the first one that came up was Karma Chameleon. So
I got it right.
You did.
All right. I knew there was one that I knew. In 1986, Boy George was arrested for heroin possession as part of Operation Culture.
That's never
Boy George's friend Mark Valtier died of an overdose of methadone and Valium at a party.
Why is there always multiple? Why are there always multiple?
In December of 86, another friend, Mark Golding, died of an overdose, with Scotland Yard police stating there was no suggestion of foul play. On 7 October 2005, Boy George was arrested in Manhattan on suspicion of cocaine possession and falsely reporting a burglary. Boy George denied that the drugs were his. I was holding them for my boy.
Always.
Yeah, always. In court on February 1st, 2006, the cocaine possession charges were dropped, and Boy George pleaded guilty to falsely reporting a burglary. If I have coke on me, I ain't calling the cops to be like, hey, somebody stole my shit.
I mean, that does seem counterproductive.
He was sentenced to 5 days of community service, fined $1,000 in order to attend a drug rehabilitation program. Okay, we're not going to charge you with the drug charges. They're dropped, but you got to go to drug rehabilitation. Because you were on the drugs.
Yeah, all.
On June 17, 2006, a Manhattan judge issued a warrant for the arrest of Boy George after he failed to appear in court for a hearing on why Boy George wanted to change his sentence for the false burglary report.
This is bananas. Crazy.
Boy George's attorney informed the court that he advised Boy George not to appear at the hearing. Hey, I want to have this hearing, but I ain't showing up.
Yeah. Look, you can't go because you will not shut the fuck up. So no, you can't. You can't go.
On August 14, 2006, Boy George reported to the New York City Department of Sanitation for his court-ordered community service.
Oh, I thought you were going to say his trial was there. I'm like, what are they doing in the shitters?
For his court-ordered community service. As a result of the intense media coverage, he was allowed to finish his community service inside the sanitation department grounds.
Like,
how would you like to be a huge fucking rock star or pop star or whatever the fuck Boy George was and have to go work at the Department of Sanitation because you're a fucking idiot?
Yes. I mean, and here's what's sad. So we started the show with Lindsey Lohan, went to Boy George, and there's like a 2-3 year window in the 80s where Boy George and Culture Club are like the top of the music industry, and that's globally, not just the UK. Like Karma Chameleon, you could not go anywhere until like 1992 without hearing Karma Chameleon. And then to hear in 06, he's working at the New York City Sanitation Department to work off his probation.
Because he's a crackhead.
Because he's a crackhead. And again, how do you go from heroin in the 80s to coke in the 2000s? You have that backwards. It's just sad. But you know what's not sad? You know what's going to brighten our spirits?
Come chameleon.
Come and go.
Chameleon.
I almost pulled up the music video until I remembered we would have got banned on YouTube. So
we'll be banned from everywhere.
That's absolutely true. July 15th. It's that magical time of the year. So let's grab our mitts, put on our cleats, and head down to the Astrodome. I guess you don't need cleats if you're going to the Astrodome. Because it's time for the 57th annual Major League Baseball All-Star Game. ABC had the television coverage rights with Al Michaels, Tim McCarver, and Jim Palmer on the call. CBS had radio with Brent Musburger, Jerry Coleman, and Johnny Bench. This game had 15 Hall of Fame players, only one of which was a pitcher, by the way. And the AL was so loaded that there were 5 Hall of Famers on the bench. There was also 24 players appearing in their first All-Star game, including California Angels first baseman Wally Joyner, who became the first player in Major League history to be elected to the All-Star Game starting lineup in his rookie season. Unfortunately for Joyner, he was overshadowed by another rookie that was also in his hometown. Boston Red Sox pitcher and former topic of stories that missed the cut, Roger Clemens came in and threw 3 perfect innings and got the game MVP. Let's go through the starting lineup for the American League. At pitcher, Roger Clemens. At catcher, Lance Parrish. First base, Wally Joyner. Second base, Lou Whitaker. Third base, the Chicken Man, Wade Boggs. Shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr. Your outfielders, Kirby Puckett, Dave Winfield, and Ricky Henderson. On the National League side, it was Doc Gooden, Gary Carter behind the plate, then Keith Hernandez, Rhino, Ryan Sandberg, Mike Schmidt, Ozzie Smith, Tony Gwynn, Dale Murphy, and Darryl Strawberry, speaking of cocaine.
Good old Daryl Strawberry. And you pronounced Wade Boggs wrong. That's Tampa Bay Rays. No, excuse me. Tampa Bay Devil Rays legend, Wade Boggs.
The nickname is the Chicken Man, though.
And the only man whose 3,000th career hit was a home run.
The ding dong. It's true.
In the second inning, Tiger second baseman Lou Whitaker followed a Dave Winfield double with a homer off Mets pitcher Dwight Gooden. By the fourth inning, National League pitcher Fernando Valenzuela had achieved 5 consecutive strikeouts.
5.
This tied him with the All-Star record set during the 1934 MLB All-Star Game.
I was there.
Done by Carl Hubble. You may have heard of him. He's got a telescope up in the sky.
That's true.
Valenzuela struck out Don Mattingly, Cal Ripken Jr., Jesse Barfield, Lou Whitaker, and Teddy Higuera.
And those are no joke hitters.
That's like the who's who. In the 7th inning, Frank White pitch hit for Lou Whitaker and hit an 0-2 pitch from Astros pitcher Mike Scott over the wall to extend the American League lead to 3 runs, giving them just what they needed to win. White became the 14th player in the history of the All-Star Game to have a pinch hit homer.
Wow.
Can you name one other?
Well, I can see the one next to the notes. I'm going to try to guess. A pinch hit home run at the All-Star Game. My mind.
So can you name one that's happened? So I'll say this. The last player to do so at the time was Lee Mazzilli in 1979.
Right.
Who has done it since?
For some reason, my mind wants to say Prince Fielder. Did it one year.
I don't know. I just know of one. Because it was literally the greatest pinch hit home run in All-Star Game history because it happened in the bottom of the 9th inning and the National League won the game.
And this was since 79. So
since 86. So it was in the 90s. Tampa Bay Devil Rays legend.
In the 90s.
But he did it while he played for the Atlanta Braves.
Fred McGriff?
Fred McGriff, the crime dog.
Okay.
The National League was able to make it interesting in the bottom of the 8th, scoring 2 runs. And then again, in the bottom of the 9th, the National League had runners at first and third with only 1 out. But Chris Brown hit a check swing grounder for a double play to end the game. This was the last All-Star Game to be played entirely indoors until 2011 when it was played at Chase Field in Phoenix. 25 years later.
Wow. So I'm trying to find out.
At least they no longer have ties in All-Star games. Remember the year it was a tie and everybody was pissed?
Lost their mind. Well, not only that, but somehow they didn't account like, hey, we probably shouldn't allow ties in the All-Star game because the winner of the game had All-Star or World Series implications. The winner of the All-Star game had World Series or home field advantage for the World Series, and they tied.
Well, they gave it the winner of the All-Star game gets advantage after that year because of the tie to make it so there's no longer ties. Yeah.
So I have here a list of the pinch hit home runs in the All-Star game. Not easy to find, but the first one was in 1942 by Mickey Owen. The next two, both in 1954. One was on the NL, one was on the AL. Same game, Gus Bell and Larry Doby. Next was 1956. How about this? Willie Mays hit that one.
Oh, Willie Mays. We just lost him.
We just lost him. 1960, Stan Musial. 61, Harmon Killebrew and George Altman. Advertisement in my ear. 1962, Pete Runnels. 1971, Oakland A's legend Reggie Jackson. Cookie Rojas in 1972. Willie Davis in 73. Carl Yastrzemski in 75.
Oh, Yastrzemski hit one.
Yes. Lee Mazzilli in 79. Frank White here in 86. Fred McGriff in 94. Jeff Conine in 95.
Ah, Conine did it a year later, huh?
Here's a name I just completely forgot existed. Hank Blaylock did it in 03 for the Texas Rangers.
I don't even know who that is.
He was good for like 3 seasons. Victor Martinez did it in 07. Brian Dozier in 15. Robinson Cano in 17. Gene Segura in 18. Also in 18, Scooter Gannett and Alex Bregman. I forgot to say Cincinnati Reds legend Scooter Gannett. And then in 23, just last year, Elias Diaz of the Rockies hit one.
I can't tell you the last time I literally sat down and watched an entire All-Star game.
Me too. Well, for one, a lot's been said about this on social media, but I think it does hold water. Like when they're not wearing their uniforms at the game, it just doesn't feel right.
It's weird. I mean, usually every year, the MLB All-Star Game is the only one I ever watch. But usually I only watch the first couple of innings, and then I go away and then come back towards the end.
Yeah, like a NASCAR race.
Right. So it's just not – I don't give a shit about the 5th inning of an All-Star game.
No.
Because whoever starts the game is the real starters.
Right.
And then nobody pitches more than like an inning.
And I also don't understand why 13 pitchers go to the All-Star game. They're only going to lose like 6.
Well, they did all the pitchers now because now they only really do an inning each.
That's crazy.
And then they wanted to make sure there was enough in case it went to extra innings. I say throw freaking Jose Canseco out there and stuff. Let him pitch.
Mickey Morandini.
With 96.4 ERA.
Well, since we've already done pitching home runs for the All-Star game, I think if we just go ahead and dive into this.
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Here it is. H. Pressure with 3. Wentz is going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down to over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Time for box score trivia in 1986 Major League Baseball. Dave, you're by yourself. Really have a chance to seal the show here and get a nice, good lead here in July on Tennessee. We're starting with batting average leaders. I'll start you off easy with 4. Let's see if you can give me 4 here.
Don Mattingly.
Second, 352. By the way, the guy in 10th was batting 311.
Tony Gwynn.
Pretty sure he'd be leading the league this year. Tony Gwynn, 5th, 329. Off season for Gwynn here.
Wade Boggs.
Led the league, 357.
So that's 3.
That's 3. You need 1 more.
Kirby Puckett.
I don't remember Puckett as an average guy, but he's been popping up on these a lot lately. 328, Kirby Puckett.
So I got it?
Yeah, you got it. Here's the rest. Here's the rest of your top 10. Kevin Bass of the Houston Nationals batted 311. Robin Yount, Jim Rice, Pat Tabler of Cleveland.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either. Steve Sachs and Tim Raines of the Expos batted 334. Let's go to, you want home runs or RBI?
Let's do home runs.
Let's do home runs. We'll stick with 4. You might not get this one. This one's
86, you got to go Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt was second with 37.
And you got to go Jose Canseco.
Okay, you got 2 of the locks, tied for 5th with 33.
Darryl Strawberry?
No.
Kirby Puckett had a good year.
Tied for 7th, 31. There's 3.
Give me a team.
New York Yankees.
Don Mattingly.
Don Mattingly hit 31. I think this was his career high. Here's the rest of your top 10. Tied for 7th. How about this name? Don Baylor hit 31. Dave Parker, Glenn Davis, and George Bell of the Toronto Blue Jays hit 31. Tied for 5th with Canseco. Rob Deere of the Milwaukee Brewers. Fourth, Gary Gaetti hit 34. Third, Dave Kingman of the Oakland A's hit 35. Your league leader with 40 of the Toronto Blue Jays, Jesse Barfield, which I would never have guessed if you gave me the rest of my life to guess. I never would have.
So far this year, you have Aaron Judge already has 28.
And he started the season terrible.
Gunnar Henderson has 24.
That dude's going to be a stud for Baltimore.
Shohei Ohtani has 23.
He is a stud.
And you got Harper with 20 and Ozuna with 21 already. That's insane.
That is crazy.
I still think they need to allow steroids in baseball.
Why not?
Who
Barry Bonds only hit 73 home runs because of steroids. Have you seen that man swing?
He was knocking them like crazy before he was all roided up.
Yes. Also,
allow it, man.
There were plenty of players in Major League Baseball in the same time when they were on steroids and were worthless.
Yeah, but at the same time, steroids now is a lot different. It's not like they're injecting themselves with.
Well, yeah. Make it a part of a routine. Throw a diet plan with it, a workout program. Yeah, who gives a shit?
But like during the whole Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, how many eyes were on baseball?
A lot.
And it was fun.
And we're not even counting at the same time Larry Walker, Dante Bichette.
And not only that, but the pitchers. You had Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit. All those guys were juicing.
Randy Johnson. Well, Randy Johnson definitely not juicing. He weighed 110 pounds.
Yeah.
And he was 6'13".
He just threw at 148 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And killed birds.
He did kill birds. We discovered that on last week's show. Let's speaking of pitching, let's do pitching wins. Let's do 3.
Okay, I can think of 2 off the top of my head. Roger Clemens and Fernando Valenzuela.
Clemens first, 24. Valenzuela tied for second with 21.
And I guess I'm going to go with Doc Gooden because he started the Major League All-Star game.
Tied for 10th with 17. Look at you.
All right.
Here's the rest of your top 10. Bob Nepper, Kirk McCaskill, Charlie Huff hanging around here in 86.
Charlie Huff. That's the only I've heard of him.
Burt Blyleven with 17.
No, that.
All tied for 6. Dennis Rasmussen, Mike Witt, Bob Ojeda, and Mike Scott all had 18.
Okay, Mike Scott.
Yes, Mike Scott. Career cut tragically short. Tied for 4th, Teddy Higuera and Mike Krukow had 20. And tied with Fernando Valenzuela for second, Jack Morris of the Detroit Tigers.
Jack Morris.
The last pitcher to throw 10 innings in a playoff game was Jack Morris with the Twins.
Dude, Rays pull their pitchers. They're like 5 1/3. He's got 71 pitches.
I don't know why it
What are we
seems
doing?
like since the Joe Madden days, the Rays are often doing experiments that people hate, and that seems to be the newest one.
Well, not only that, but they also do. So for the last like 4 or 5 years, they've only gone with 4 starters instead of 5.
Yeah.
And so that 5th game they pitch by committee.
Yeah, they'll throw a reliever in for like 2 innings to start the game and then bring in somebody else.
Right.
But I remember Madden was like having the pitcher bat 8th, and it's just goofy shit. Like, why?
Well, it's the American League. You don't even need a pitcher in there. But that he screwed up. I remember Madden screwed up one time.
Who was doing that?
And he did a pitcher. God, what was his name? I can't remember. But he accidentally put him in the lineup in the wrong spot, and he pitched like 6th.
I can't talk too much shit about Joe Madden. I mean, he did lead the Cubs to a World Series. But he did some really goofy shit. But you know what? It was with the Cubs he was doing. He was batting the pitcher 8th. Why?
Okay, yeah, that wasn't with the Rays.
It was with his Cubs. Let's go to saves, Dave. If you can get 2.
Dave Righetti.
Dave Righetti led the league with 46. He was the only player to get over 36.
And he had 46?
He had 46. Second had 36.
Shit, I think last week you said somebody had like 58.
Bobby Thickman had 57.
57, yeah.
Because Timmy guessed him like 39 times before that and didn't guess him that time. That was the year he led the league.
All right, I need some teams. I'm not going to know any anyway. But
let's do. You know what? Cincinnati Reds. Timmy guesses them every week, even when it's like 2012.
Oh, Franco.
John Franco.
Yeah.
Tied for 7th with 29. Here's the rest of your top 10. Gene Garber and Willie Hernandez. I don't know either one of them two. Tom Hinkie. Coca-Cola glasses was 9th with 27. Steve Bedrosian tied for 7th. Lee Smith 6th. Dave Smith was 5th. Don Asse was 4th. Jeff Reardon 3rd. And Todd Worrell was 2nd with 36.
Oh, Todd Worrell.
Yep.
That's a
pitched
name.
for like 39 years. Now it's time for the deep cut, a deep dive here into this story. Again, a story I was not aware of when I started researching the show. But in the 80s, this was such a common thing. They started making movies about it, like Police Academy. Which was the Moscow role? Was that 3 or 2?
Moscow was 6.
It was that late?
Yeah.
Wow.
Police Academy 6, Mission to Moscow. Pretty sure. Let me look.
Well, he's doing that. Let's. This is a story about 2 U.S., 1 FBI agent, and 1 naval officer performing espionage for the Soviets in the 80s. And
By the way,
way too much.
Police Academy, Mission to Moscow is a 1994 American action comedy film with a budget of $10 million. It grossed $126,247 domestically.
Did you say $126,000?
Yeah.
Whoa.
On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 0% based on reviews from 7 critics.
Wow.
That movie was terrible.
Terrible. Here we go. Deep cut. July 24th. We have an interesting time here in the 1980s. On this day, a jury in San Francisco convicts Jerry Whitworth, a naval radio man, of espionage. And this came after 10 days after FBI agent Richard Miller became the first FBI agent ever to be convicted of espionage. And I'm pretty sure to this day he's one of 2. I think there's only been 1 more since. To really drive home how rare of an occasion this is, well, here you go. I answered my own question. If I would just keep reading the notes, it would be a dipshit. Miller was the first. 15 years later, Robert Hansen was convicted of spying for the Soviet Union and then Russia from 1979 to 01. So Hansen and Miller are the only 2 in the history of the United States. Aldrich Ames worked for the CIA for 31 years and had been spying for the Russians since 85, so the year before this happened. I also saw a picture of Whitworth, who we're about to talk to, in naval uniform with a beard. I don't know how to take that. So apparently he always thought he was above the law. I can just rock a beard in my dress naval uniform. Whitworth was a part of what became known as the most damaging espionage ring in U.S. history. But it wasn't always this way for Whitworth. He began his naval career in September of 56 when he joined the Naval Reserve in Fort Smith, Arkansas. He then left the Navy to go to West Hills College, Coalinga, and then went back to the Navy, this time as active duty. When he came back, he was made a radio man and moved to a communications ship known as the USS Arlington. He then went to Satellite Communication School in San Diego and did so well in the school, they made him a teacher. I'd imagine that doesn't happen very often either. Whitworth was known for his awkwardness and his trying to fit in, but was dedicated to his work. His director while teaching was a man by the name of John Anthony Walker. The 2 became friends and would often go sailing together on the weekends, which again sounds like a Boy George song and not like a military guy, an FBI agent.
Come sailing with me.
There you go.
John Walker. I'm on my knees. Come sail with me.
Dave, I don't know if you read my notes, but I'm going to tell you in a second what the boat was named. And what you just saying, it's going to fit perfect. The two became
I have not read your
friends.
notes.
There you go. So hold your horses here. Just strap in. The two became friends and would often go sailing together on the weekends. This ship, which was bought with Soviet money due to both men spying for the Soviets, was named the Dirty Old Man. None of that was made up. Whitworth began spying in 1973, continued to do so until his retirement in 83. Whitworth was also willing to go along with the spying because he thought the intel was going to Israel, an ally. I don't know what the difference is. And also, if they were an ally, why would they require intelligence? None of that makes sense. However, once he found out it was for the Soviets, well, he kept doing it anyway. It didn't stop him. It did strain the relationship between Whitworth and Walker. Whitworth was arrested after taking his stockbroker's exam in 1985.
Less than 6 months after he retired from the Navy, Whitworth seemed to try to get out of espionage. In early May 1984, he wrote to the FBI in San Francisco using the pseudonym Roos. He said he had been spying for several years, passing secret cryptographic lists for military communications. He said that there were at least 3 other people in his spy ring and offered to cooperate with the authorities, provided he received immunity. He wrote again in late May 1984, again asking for immunity and saying that the spy ring had been operating for more than 20 years. He seemed to have changed his mind during that summer. His final letter, dated mid-August 1984, said that he thought it would be best to give up on the idea of aiding in the termination of the espionage ring previously discussed. Whitworth's retirement was formalized by the Navy on October 31st, 1983. He had then attended school to become a stockbroker and had taken his stockbroker's exam in 1985. Like TJ said, shortly afterwards, Whitworth was arrested. While imprisoned, he was informed via mail that he was not to be awarded his stockbroker's license due to failure of the exam. John Walker's former wife reported the spying to the FBI in revenge for his failure to pay alimony. What an idiot. Shortly after Walker was arrested on May 20th, 1985, Walker's son Michael and Walker's brother Arthur were arrested. Barbara Walker had never met Jerry Whitworth, and his role in the spy ring was tougher to uncover. Through Whitworth's 1984 letters to the FBI, John Walker's poorly coded letters to the KGB, which identified him as D, because he was taking that dick on the damn boat.
That's right.
And Barbara Walker, remembering her ex-husband, often mentioning a friend, though she could not recollect if his true name was Wentworth or Whitworth. The FBI was finally able to pinpoint Jerry Whitworth, and he was arrested here in 1985. Walker entered into a plea bargain, agreeing to testify against Whitworth, apparently mainly in return for lenient treatment of his son. But Walker also received more lenient treatment than the man he had recruited. Walker would have been eligible for parole in May of 2015, but he died in August of 2014 while still in prison. Serves you right, you traitorous bitch.
Correct.
Whitworth ended up receiving the harshest punishment of the spy quartet, being fined $410,000 and sentenced to 365 years imprisonment.
I mean, really, he's lucky because, if this had been 2 decades earlier in the 60s.
20 years before that, they would have killed him.
Yeah, right. He'd been charged with treason and killed.
Yep.
And, I mean, we kind of touched on him to start the story. We're going to get into it. Richard Miller, the FBI agent. He was arrested on October 3rd, 1984 with... I don't even understand how this happens. You're spying for the Soviets as an FBI agent. When you're arrested with 2 people named Svetlana and Nikolai Ogorodnikov.
I bet some Russian chicks named Svetlana are pretty hot, though.
I'm sure, but if you're spying for the Russians, you can't just be rolling around with them. What are you doing?
I mean, I'll never sell out my country. because I'm not a traitor.
Correct.
But some Russian girls are really smoke shows.
They are.
If you can get past the accent
and the name. I don't know if you caught that.
We must go to the laboratory.
There's like 31 letters in that last name. I got as close as I could. Gorodnikov. So these two, Svetlana and Nikolai, were Russian immigrants.
Ivana Humpalot.
That was Austin Powers. They moved to LA in 1973 to seek refuge, but were access agents for the Soviet KGB. So for those who don't know, the KGB was like the spy network / Russian equivalent of the FBI. They were intelligence.
Right. Still are.
They still are. Miller was alleged to have provided classified documents, including an FBI counterintelligence manual, to the Ogorodnikovs apparently he was born in like the 1910s. Otherwise, this makes no sense. He demanded $50,000 in gold and $15,000 in cash.
I like gold.
The balls to be doing spying. Hey, by the way, you want this intel?
Gold.
I need some gold bars. Like, what are you talking about?
What are you gonna do with it?
Throw it at somebody, I guess. I mean,
put it in a sock and beat the shit out of you with it.
It's not like you can turn it in at a bank for money.
No.
Just like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Hey, how much is this bar worth?
You have a scale back there? Miller, who had eight children and was faced with financial difficulties, was having an affair with Svetlana, who was married to Nikolai. So this spy ring turned into a love triangle. Isn't that fun? And they had been in touch with a KGB case officer working out of the Soviet consulate in San Francisco and had made arrangements for Miller to meet with the KGB in Vienna. A little bit more here on Miller, because his story is batshit. After his arrest, a fuller portrait emerged of Miller. According to news accounts, Miller occasionally took 3-hour lunches at the 7-Eleven near LA. A lot of hot dogs.
At the 7-Eleven. What are you doing for 3 hours at the 7-Eleven?
Gorging himself on stolen candy bars while reading comic books. That's what he was doing. Stolen. So you're getting paid in gold bars for spying to the Soviets, and then you're stealing candy. What the hell is going on here? He was alleged to have cheated his uncle by selling a muscle relaxant device to his uncle that he had patented. I'm sorry, his uncle patented, but he sold it out from under him, and to have skimmed FBI cash intended for an informant. Miller also
Dude, if I'm in the FBI, the last thing I'm doing is something shady.
Yeah, this guy's an all-around dirtbag. I'm not even done yet. There's more shit he did. Miller also ran vehicle registration checks and searched FBI criminal indexes for a local private investigator at $500 per search. In early '84, the Church of Latter-day Saints excommunicated Miller for adultery. He was divorced while he was awaiting his trial for espionage. So this guy's just an all-around asshat.
Yeah. You got to be an idiot. If you work for the FBI, the CIA, dude, they're watching everything you do.
Of course. They're watching us just because we mentioned the 3 letters.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
But you know what I would say to them if they were here right now? If you enjoyed this week's episode, please let us know. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get this podcast. Make sure to follow the show on Twitter at FF Podcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Podcast. Look us up on YouTube. Just type in the search bar Filter Free Podcast. All of the video versions of this show are available. But and actually, I decided something today, Dave. I hadn't even told you guys about this yet. For every 100 subscribers we get on YouTube, I will send someone on our Patreon a random piece of my memorabilia here in the man cave.
I got a lot of memorabilia to get rid of, too. We might can do that.
There you go.
Because we're going to start doing Dave's faves for memorabilia.
There you go.
And
I like that.
and RAM Network free months.
Ooh, I like that too. You cannot have the Dusty Rhodes painting or the Terry Funk picture behind me. Other than that, it's pretty much open game in here.
You can't have any Ron Simmons. Former WCW World Heavyweight Champion and Florida State Seminole legend, Ron Simmons.
You haven't done that in a while.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, it's weird, but it felt good. But you should also follow.
So just flows, man.
You should also follow our Patreon network on Twitter at RamSportsNet. As for us, you can find us on our social media platforms at Dave.
Follow me on X at Dave in the HSV. Follow Timmy C on X at Timmy C 1979.
And I'm on Twitter at TStevens91. Next week, we're going to cover July of 1997. Brett Favre makes some money. Old Ironsides is back. The Expos retire a Hawk and so much more. This has been the Filter Free Podcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. What do you call Timmy C with a big dick?
Efren?
Asleep, because that motherfucker's dreaming. Pow!
I like that he's gone and we're just showing him. I enjoy that a lot.